It's a beautiful, chilly morning out there. Welcome to the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show, and you're watching it on not just another channel, Camnet TV. I'm your host. My name is Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and also not forgetting, in case you were actually not following the calendar and you're the type of a person that gets surprised if it's a holiday. Well, it's a holiday today. 1st of May actually is Labor Day in Zambia. We're commemorating Labor Day today, and I hope you will actually spend this holiday wisely and you will not find yourself in these various vices that will actually put you in trouble. And also on the other side, there's a whole lot that has been going on this past week. Not forgetting National Democratic Congress leader Chimbakambwili actually resigning as president from the party, and that actually makes Saboyi Imboyela the current NDC president. Yeah, a whole lot of stuff. And also on the other side as well, ECZ voter verification is going all the way up to the 7th of May, so you have got 6 more days to make sure that you verify your voters' details on your voters card, to make sure that your NRC number is actually the same on the voters card and also on your national registration card. And also not forgetting on the other side, the COVID-19 vaccination is ongoing. So if you feel that you're ready to take the vaccine, well, it's about time that you actually visited that health center and make sure that you take that vaccine. Not forgetting on the other side, we have a show fully packed just for you to make sure that you are ready for the weekend, and also update you on what has been happening in current affairs. On a sad note, not forgetting a 14-year-old girl that was actually raped by 6 men in Kafue, and the investigation have been instituted to actually get to catch the culprits and make sure that the law takes its course. Very, very, very sad development. And also on the other side, we will be getting into our interviews, different guests that will be coming through to discuss one or two things. Hope that you will be updated, and yeah, we'll put you on track. So now quickly, let's not waste much of the time. You know what time it is. Let's get into the morning boost. Make sure that we stretch our muscles. I know it's chilly out there, and it's actually unexpected that it rained the whole night. I don't know which area you're from. You can actually let us know if you experienced the same, but in Lusaka, it actually rained the whole night. It was unexpected, I would say. It's like counting down to the 1st of May, and May is just saying I am here, which is rare. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, March is actually the last month of the rains, if not February. It depends with the climate changes and all, but we've been having issues with that on the other side. But anyway, let's quickly get into your morning boost. Call your wake-up partner. The morning boost is here just for 5 minutes, and then we'll get back with the conversation on the other side. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to our morning boost. I am Isaac Machifa, and I'm back. And let's do something quick now. I need that. Let's go. 1 each. Just 5 minutes every morning. You're good to go. Let's go. 1 knee each. Now 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 knees each. Two each. 2. And back here, march. Let's march. Let's go. Let's go. Go. Let's go. And we're gonna do a little bit of abs today. A bit of abs. Let's go. Stay on it. Stretch. All right. Let's do a bit of abs now. Okay. Let's see how many we can do. So I'm gonna lie down here. Join me. Come with me. Ready? No more crunch. Imagine you have a coin here. So you need to lift your head. Go. Ten, take a break. 10 seconds, 20, no, not 20, 10 or 5 or 15 maximum. Let's go another 10. Let's go. 21. Okay, so let's do abs now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10. 20. 30. So remember, I need to be taking some breaks in between, but I need a straight 30. After 10 abs, take a 10 seconds break or 15. Let me give you my last 10. Let's go. 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So try that. And it's gonna work good for you. Let's go. So that was for the abs. You do that, then I'm gonna introduce another workout, then we'll be signing out soon. Okay, so relax your muscles, and there we go again now. Let's work on the bats now. So I'll do 10 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next workout, straight. Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 10. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And good morning. Have a great day. This has been Isaac Matsa, and I'm going to see you next week at the same time. Remember always to have a morning boost before you go out for the day. Thanks.
Well, welcome back. Hope you have managed actually to stretch a little muscle on the other side. And also, like I said, whenever we get to have the morning boost, is that you shouldn't have to wait for Saturday for the morning boost to come through for you to work out. So what you can do is, I can be your personal trainer somehow. I can just give you what you need to do if you get the time to actually work out. It might be before you go to work or after work. It depends what type of a person you are. Personally, I fail to work out in the morning because I get to feel tired. Though they say that when you work out in the morning, it's actually the best time because you will be energetic for the rest of the day. But for some of us, we feel when we wake out, you actually need to take that shower and take that nap, or maybe sleep. So what you can do is that during the week, if you get to have an opportunity to wake out, you can just do you can do some joggings, okay? Just have some headsets on, some hyped up music, or you can do jumping jacks, you know, where you thingy the hands and the legs and stuff like that, or just do a long run, okay? Depending on how energetic you are, just one off and then you walk back home. That will actually help you make sure that your muscles are actually getting used to the workout than waiting like 6 days for you to come and do the morning boost, which is just for 5 minutes. And joining me on set currently right now, I wanted to use everything. What is synonym? Yeah. Liseli Kanyanga Mwanga is actually on set this morning. Happy. Is it Happy Labor Day or?
Oh, today is actually the 1st, ne?
Hi.
I'm still back in April because April was my birthday month.
I actually didn't get an opportunity to wish you
Please, I think I deserve
belated.
the Trevor Noah way.
What do you want?
Sing me happy birthday.
The question is, can I sing?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Keep it coming.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
Isaac was trying to join on the other side, but his voice is not out. So I can actually sing. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much. I don't know why I didn't bring it up.
20 plenty.
What makes people assume I'm in my 20s? I'm an old woman.
30 plenty.
What makes people mind?
I know it's 20 plenty. We're still counting the 20s.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
How did you spend it?
What did I do?
You know, this is...
No, I was actually working. I think maybe that's why. It was a Tuesday and I was working.
Wasn't it a Friday?
No. My birthday was on a Tuesday and I was working.
This is how we didn't know that it was actually your birthday, because when our CEO was celebrating her birthday, we had cake for dessert at lunchtime. We knew when our chairperson was celebrating his birthday.
So what are you trying to say?
There was cake somewhere around this building. All we know is that
was definitely not bought by them. It was bought by others.
Well, where are your others then? The
others bought me cake and I chopped the cake and then
that's how we didn't recognize that it was your birthday, because we didn't see the cake.
You know, I think it's only in Zambia or maybe even other African countries where when it's your birthday, you actually tell somebody to say, I'm coming to eat cake. I'm like, you're supposed to get me cake. It's supposed to be the other way around.
Anyway,
a lot happened during the course of the week. Drama.
My favorite type of drama. I love political drama, guys. It's just, whoo! I'm having fun.
We saw a lot of people, not a lot of people, but we saw one particular person who we actually have been following, making their intentions known. I didn't see that coming.
We all did it. I was watching soccer.
And then
the
briefing came like rather late.
It came at 22.
Yes, at 22 in the evening, and we were all wondering, say, okay.
I felt it was a good strategy to actually release that video at night, because then people will sleep over it. And the following day, did you hear a lot of people talking about it yesterday? No, because I feel if that was posted in the morning, it's going to be the talk of the day. Maybe
for some that might not be aware of what we are talking about.
Kambuili's resignation from the NDC, as I actually spoke about it when we started the show. And now Savoy Imboyela is the current. And then there's the Akafumba pact on the other side.
A lot of people were asking the question to say, then what happens to Savoy?
According to... This is what I'm thinking. I think it's according to the constitution that if the current president resigns, the vice president actually takes over. Wow. Because there was no any sort of election to say. National Democratic Congress Party President Savoy Imboyela. It's actually very motivating to see females actually taking over this the big seats, because way back this was one of the the lack of better terms, taboos. And also not forgetting just this past few days, FDD President Edith Nawakwi was sued by Haka Indejinema for allegedly, she said he instructed one of his workers to actually beat somebody because they were trespassing. So he wants to find out at what point and what proof does she have that was happening. Ooh.
A lot actually happened during
the course of the week. But anyways, it's time for breakfast. It's chilly. I didn't expect it to be this chilly.
Even the rain, where did it come from?
Did you hear it rain?
Yes, I did, because around, I think, what time was that? Around 8 p.m. last night.
Yeah.
It started drizzling. So I was wondering, because I was outside and I'm like, rain?
In May? In April? That was actually April.
Yeah, because I guess climate change is real.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because in most cases, like the last rain, it rains, I think, somewhere early April.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it does. Then you know, sometimes, in some years, then you know to say, okay, fine, mvula ya laila, it's saying goodbye until the next season. And then we didn't experience that, and then only to have the rain now, the 1st of May still.
It was very heavy. Have you seen the floods on the streets?
Yes, shockingly.
And it's dirty. The streets are dirty today.
Yeah, because you know all the littering and whatnot, then the rain,
not
it just makes a mess.
Sight.
No, definitely not a pleasant sight at all.
But anyways, hope you actually indoors and keep the kids indoors, because this is the time they actually get to have flus, cold and coughs and stuff like that. And also considering the fact that coronavirus cases are actually high during the cold season and stuff like that. So just make sure that you prevent the kids from playing outside, because it's chilly unless they're wearing warm clothes, but also on the other side it's muddy outside. So just make sure that they are indoors. Now, quickly before we get into our interviews or topic of discussion for today, let's get to see what's on the food corner today.
What a lovely meal there. You're watching the Rise and Thrive breakfast show right here on Camnet TV, not just another channel. A simple meal that you can create, that you can actually create in the comfort of your home. You know, sometimes there are leftovers of chicken. What I usually do, I get like the chicken breasts. If they're leftovers, I chop them up, and I just love the taste when you add mayonnaise and some sauce.
I know what you mean.
Black pepper. Ooh. And then when you have the chapati, and then you just roll it up. Or have you ever tried even the tinned fish with chili?
Have you ever tried tinned fish? Yes, I have.
You answer someone's question before you.
I have. Because I just had a flashback of boarding school, and there was like the tinned fish, mayonnaise, and the noodles. That combination.
Okay, I've never been a fan of noodles.
For real?
No. If you're out there and you love cooking and you want to try out something, just get the tinned fish, the one with chili or without chili for those ones that don't like chili. Get fresh onion, chop it up like a lot of fresh onion. Get mayonnaise and then mix it up. And then maybe even some sauce, and get chapati or even bread and just spread it. That spread is delicious.
For real?
Yes, you should try it.
I will try it. I love to experiment in the kitchen.
I see your status.
I love to experiment in the kitchen.
All that poison going on.
But it's just really nice. I can actually put myself on the list of my friends that know how to cook. I cook better than most of my friends. But anyway, also leftovers chicken, you can actually make sandwiches. All you just do is cut it into tiny pieces, especially the breast. It's one of my favorite parts from the chicken and stuff like that, and just spread it on your bread.
Yeah.
Or if you want, you said you don't like noodles, or if you want, you can just do some mixtures with the
when was the last time you bought a chicken?
A full chicken?
Yes, a live chicken.
Live chicken.
Do you know how much
Christmas Day?
Do you know how much it's fetching for now?
The last time I got a full chicken was 70 kwacha.
It's now 80, and in some places 85 kwacha for a live chicken.
And I don't kill chicken, so getting a live one is.
No, I prefer to buy live chickens, and I was forced growing up to learn how to slaughter.
Stigmatizing.
No, it's not, because then we had a chicken run. My sister, I was staying with my sister, and we had a chicken run. So sometimes when you're at home, you are left with no choice, because then they'll tell you to say if the chicken isn't feeding well, then you have to kill it
and then brine some spices
to avoid it going to waste.
We had a chicken run as well, but then
and even just the fact that you could slaughter the chickens and what the intestines are yours. So I had this habit of slaughtering the chickens, and then just having like our own compartment, keeping the intestines, the matumbos in the freezer, so that just in case I don't like what they've cooked, I'm sorted. I just go and get my pack.
Oh my God! I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I was hoping to be shut down on carpenter. I love carpenter, but
once in a while, like I need to miss it.
It reacts, but anyway.
I don't react to any food.
We need to. I love pork, but I react to pork. I love carpenter, but I react. What else? I think that's all.
The only thing that I react to.
Oh my God!
I've never tasted vinkubala. Even inswa. That category of food I have not, because growing up my mom always told me,
those grasshoppers.
No, my mom always told me to say, Lozis, we don't eat insects. My mother would literally throw away a pan if someone used it to cook vinkubala, or just these other classification of insects. She would throw it away. She won't use it again. Just said, Lozis, we don't eat insects. So, yeah, like even now, growing up, I've never tasted, and I was praying to God. I'm like, I should not get married to a man that likes these things, and it worked. Woo. So I'm lucky.
Just a tomato onion, fried, no tomatoes, with like a soft and
I don't even know how it tastes.
Ooh.
Anyway, getting into the program,
yes, we're
and
just
the
talking about food
nitty-gritty of the basis of this program. Right before we went on a break, we were talking about how the former NDC president, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, handed in his resignation publicly in a live broadcast. Perhaps we get into that clip and then we move forward from there.
Good evening, countrymen and women. Let me take this opportunity to inform the nation that I have, with immediate effect, tendered my resignation to the Central Committee of the National Democratic Congress. That simply means that I have resigned from the National Democratic Congress with immediate effect. My resignation is purely personal, though in the interest of the NDC and the Zambian people at large. Let me take this opportunity to thank all the NDC members for supporting me while I was president from 2017 to date. I also want to thank all the Zambians for supporting the NDC throughout the country. Tomorrow, I will be announcing my next political move. I thank you, God bless you, and good evening.
Limon danaka
Dimon tufie Limon daluba Munjelele. I don't know, I love political drama because I even mentioned it when we started the show, because I love to see how people think. If you are able to behave in a certain way as a political party, how will you behave if you're running a political party and if you're actually running a whole nation?
One of the things that he mentioned was that he would give us the way forward concerning his political career and his next move.
Yeah, which was supposed to be yesterday.
But we haven't gotten anything.
And but anyway, I understand him. I feel yesterday was there was the opening of the official opening of the Longacres flyover bridge.
What does that have to do with Chishimba Kambwili?
Because it was that moment for the bridge, and I feel he loves the spotlight, guys. He loves to be the one people are talking about.
If you're relevant, it doesn't matter
whether there's something going on or not. But you know, everyone is curious.
Exactly.
There are rumors that he might be actually going to the ruling Patriotic Front, and others are saying no, he's actually moving away from politics. Others are saying he might actually have something with KBF. Mr.
Kelvin
Waliafube, and there's a whole lot that's going on, but we don't know. We're in suspense right now, and I like it when this happens. I love political drama.
Anyway, there's a whole lot that is going on. We're still waiting for both the ruling party, current ruling party, the Patriotic Front, and the UPND, the NDC, and all these other political parties to actually unveil who's standing, the people that have been adopted. We are only aware of a list that was released by the ruling party, which is the adopted candidates for Western Province. So we are yet to see. I'm anxious. I want to know who's standing in the constituency where I'm voting. I'm under Munali constituency, so I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not people like Professor Nkandulo are standing again. I'm very attached also to Lusaka Central, because the previous year I was voting under Lusaka Central. So I'm looking forward to learning who's standing on what ticket, whether who's standing on their own ticket. I know we've seen a number of independent candidates. One of them is Ngenda. What's his name? No. Sipalo. What's his first? Thomas Sipalo.
Thomas Sipalo. Difficult. Is it difficult?
Yes. Is that what constituency is that?
I'm not sure what constituency.
Is it Munali?
He's independent, right?
Yes, he's standing on an independent ticket. I actually thought he was going to stand on the UNIP ticket. No. Yeah, because I saw some postings from him, but then he's standing as an independent candidate. Who else is standing? I've seen other people who are aspiring to be adopted. People like Chileshe Kangwa.
And also not forgetting the fact that you right now mentioning all these people that are actually standing for certain seats. I am in the shoes of not knowing who's standing on the mayoral seat,
yes,
and stuff like
so
that.
we need to, we're heading towards elections. August we're almost there, and we need to know.
This is May, June, July.
And very soon, so very soon we're going to be going into the campaign period, because this is May. So we need to know who is standing on what ticket in order for us to make informed decisions. And I think at the end of the day, in terms of leadership, my judgment is always faithful in little, faithful in much. And the Bible is clear, and I use that standard even whether it's voting for presidency or whatever. If you are able to manage the little that you have in terms not only finances, but even in terms of your family, but you know, all those things are things that we don't factor when voting for somebody. It's more of who's standing on which ticket and whatnot. I don't mind voting for a different political party at presidential level, at councillor level, parliamentary level, as long as as long as I know that this person can deliver based on their past track record. Yes. How have they managed their family? Are they a person? Are they a man of one wife? All those things are things that people should put into consideration. But it's more of, oh no, it's my political party and whatnot.
And also I'm actually happy that you've mentioned that. It was on my thoughts and stuff like that. Just an earlier comment I meant to say, most of the times when it's during elections, our focus is more on the presidential candidate. Okay, it's rare if 1 out of 10 people were during that queue up while you're going to vote, you ask them, who is standing on who is the councillor in this constituency? Who are the candidates that are on the mayoral queue and stuff like that? But if you ask who the presidential candidate is, on the top of our head, we can actually know who it is. So I feel there's I love sensitization, guys. There's less sensitization on how many candidates are on what seat, and from where are they coming from, what are they bringing to the table. Hence us having these issues of, you elect a member of parliament, you don't even know who they are. You've never seen them before. Quite right, maybe during campaigns you get to hear about them. Oh, there's this person and is standing in your constituency, but you've never seen them before. But when you go to the polling station, then you actually vote because you've heard about them, but you don't know what they're bringing to your community. And then later on you start complaining, I do my research, trust me, and stuff like that.
I want to know how you've governed your family.
How many people do that?
I want to know how you manage your finances. I want to know if you own title to your name, because at the end of the day, I don't want you getting into politics to serve your stomach. I want to be able to know that even without that political seat, you have been able to
take care of yourself.
You have been able to take care of yourself. You have been able to take care of your family. You've been able to take care of your extended family. For me, that's my basis of putting somebody in that office. Character, 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 character. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the hype. The hype phases away. And I don't expect the whole president to come and deliver a road for me in my constituency. So it's important that you know who's standing as a councillor. I'm voting under Chakunkula. So I'm interested in knowing all these people.
I think we should all take that interest as a Zambian citizens, and as a Zambian citizen, and if you know you're going to vote, I think you need to actually look for the information that is relevant for you.
We always talk about morals. We talk about morals in these higher offices. Oh, how could he do this? How could he do that? We don't look into people's characters, because in the Western world people resign on moral grounds. True. But here we've seen people doing, not that I'm judging or I'm condemning or whatever, but we've seen people doing crazy things. But then I know everybody deserves a second chance and everything, but all those things are things that we should put into consideration. I like what Dr. Phil says. Even Steve Harvey, I follow these people quite a lot, and they say that the best judgment of character is past behavior. Sure. So somebody's track record will be able to tell you to say, okay, fine, or the best prediction of future action is past behavior. So anyway, that's just me. All the best to all the candidates. Yes, all the best.
I'm looking forward to see who is standing on what ticket come during the campaign period. And I feel too, as a Zambian, you should actually take that interest to know which person is standing on what party, and take time to actually hear their manifestos, because I feel that is how they're selling themselves to you. Hence, us actually coming up with a program called The Verdict, and also Frank on Camnet, to get to know your leaders, what they are up to and what they're bringing to the table if you were to elect them in those offices. And also talking about presidential candidates and also what has been happening in Zambia. Yesterday, the Long Acres flyover bridge, it's nice. It's luxurious when you're driving there. I don't have a car, but I was in one of the cars, and
but you see,
it's smooth now.
Maybe I'm just a party pooper for today. Maybe let me just be a party pooper. I still don't understand how there's traffic along Greatest Road despite having the flyover bridge at Munali. I don't get it. Then what was the point?
Are people using the
Yes, they are, but then there's still traffic. Like, it's still the same.
Especially after 5, during lunchtime and after 5.
In the morning, it's the same thing.
In the morning, lunchtime and after 5.
And it was the same even before. So I'm like,
but you know, let me. You've noticed this now, right? Because it was officiated just a few
yes,
weeks
and
ago.
Then also there's that portion at East Park. I think they closed it now, where you would have cars coming from East Park and the other one coming from Kalundu joining. I think they should just close that car part, because that's what causes congestion.
Yeah,
we should only have cars coming out from East Park getting into Greatest Road and not the other way.
And also, so
I'm like, where are our planners? Where are our city planners?
On that one, if you noticed it during this period, listen, let me tell you one thing. I want you to come back in mid-month, like between 10th and 17th, if you're still going to have traffic, because I have noticed personally that during month end, especially from the 22nd, 21st to the 5th of the other month, there's congestion because people have gotten paid and they've finally gotten a chance to buy fuel in their cars. The people actually
so before they would have packed their cars.
Yes. Yes, that's my
observation. There's a whole lot to consider.
There's a lot of traffic.
There's a whole lot to consider. Even I realized that there's more traffic when schools are open than when they close. When schools close, you don't have that much congestion in the morning because nobody's rushing to take their child to school and whatnot. And you know, taking us back a little bit, talking about party manifestos, I'm looking forward to hearing what the political parties have to offer concerning child protection and child abuse. What is their manifesto concerning the protection of the girl child, protection of the male child? Going into the story of the 14-year-old
that story
who was raped,
gang raped by 6 grown men.
Let's get into that clip and then we can have a discussion after.
28th April 2021, Zambians woke up to disturbing news of a 14-year-old girl who was allegedly gang raped by 6 men who took turns and left her for dead. While Zambia still has high cases of gender-based violence, gang rapes are not a usual occurrence in Zambia. The Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development National Coordinator Nelson Banda has expressed shock at this development, urging the law enforcers to seriously take up this case and bring the culprits to book. It is alleged that the victim was raped after she was intoxicated with a known substance, making her unconscious. The network, in the company of counsellors, visit the victim at the University Teaching Hospital Thursday morning, where the girl is recovering.
The victim we've just from visiting is one of the few who've been found in such vices of defilement, which is gender-based violence. There's a lot which is happening out there in the communities, and these are some of the cases which have just come in the limelight and being reported. So you can imagine a 14-year-old girl, helpless, who was gang raped by 6 men. And there was no way she could have defended herself. As though that was not enough, they amputated her fingers. We hear the mother said that the train ran over the other arm. So she's lost the fingers, she's lost the arm, and now you can imagine the torture, the agony, the trauma she's going through.
Some abusive substance, which she took, and then they gang raped her and they left her for dead. Okay, so apart from that, they also cut her arm, I think on the left side, and then her fingers were also cut off. And then she was dumped on a rail track throughout the night. So it took the courage of passers-by who actually pushed her off the rail track so that she's not run over by a train. Kind of men should be locked up, and I'm sure that the police in Kafue needs to get down on the ground to fish out those beasts who did such a thing.
Mr. Banda further called on politicians contesting in this year's elections to include the fight against gender-based violence in their campaign messages, saying the vice calls for concerted efforts to be won.
Leaders, including the church, should talk about gender-based violence as they do their campaignings, because even those that people they are soliciting for support in terms of votes could be victims.
Meanwhile, UTH Public Relations Officer Natalie Mashikolo says the gesture by the Zambian National Men's Network is a demonstration that there are true good men out there.
The man, he said it was good also. And so when we see men coming in and bring in their support, it gives us a lot of hope that not all hope is lost. And men are not just men because they wear trousers. No, men are men because they think. And so for the men to come here to see Anastasia, these are fathers, brothers, and they've also included the women on their entourage. We're so grateful. Stable. When she came in, actually, she was in a lot of pain, but now we can see the way she's responding. She's able to talk back to you, she's able to smile, those kind of things. Yeah, and she's able to lift her hand. So she's actually responded well to the treatment. And I think it's because people have been coming in and showing her love and not talking about the situation per se, but just encouraging her and tell her it is well. And those are the words that she needs to hear.
On a good note, management at the Cancer Diseases Hospital have also offered to take up an MRI scan to ascertain the extent of the damage in her spinal cord. Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Quite devastating there.
Oh, yeah.
Very unfortunate. No one should ever have to go through what that 14-year-old has gone through. And I'm sad. Like, I'm broken.
It's 14 is
one person doing that to another person is bad.
I think they were
as it is. But 6 people, like, amongst those 6 people, there was no one that could just reason to say, okay, fine.
Worse off, it's like they literally wanted to just end her life, because they even cut cut some part on her left arm. In my head, and I'm like, full-grown men, 6 full-grown men, 14-year-old child.
And that's why on this program we always emphasize and we talk about mental health.
True.
Because all this is not talked about as much as it should. People are suffering from mental illnesses and they're not even aware. So it's important that we we look at that mental aspect of what people are going through, in as much as we may say, oh no, they were possessed and whatever, even, because you know, even the thing is that Jesus, even diseases, he regarded them as oppression.
True.
And he cast out diseases.
Yes.
So even mental illnesses, I believe that whatever disease, it's definitely coming from, whether it's self-inflicted by your diet or whatever, because you know there are self-inflicted diseases.
It's true, true.
Wafaka visala dimbwe, shugambwe, and then you expect in the next 5 years to still have your legs. It doesn't work like that. We need to take care of ourselves and whatnot, whether it's self-inflicted or just bad choices, bad decisions, whatever it is, it's oppression. And mental health is also another form of oppression that we need to consider and look at. And that's why I love the church.
True, and
it really helps.
It does really help, and it's sad that until now, I personally feel like mental health is not one of the topics that mostly talked about.
What? And these are the questions that we need to ask people who are aspiring for political office. What is the PF's manifesto concerning mental health? What is the UPNDs, the NDC, the MDC, which other political parties are there? FDD. The MMD, FDD, UNIP, all the NAREP, all these political parties. What are they saying about mental health? Because at the end of the day, we may be concerned about whether or not I have a road outside my house.
But then water, which is important too, but also
the basic necessities, yes, are important. But at the end of the day, it's even more important that we consider things like mental health. Do they consider building a hospital as big as Levi Mwanawasa just for mental health? Because at the end of the day, these are the problems. This is where most of our problems are arising from. We talk about these people who are on social media looking for attention, posting naked pictures of themselves. All those are mental health issues. But we need to find a solution. What are these political parties saying about mental health? Have they factored it in? The verdict. You should tune in to the verdict.
The verdict, where we stretch out such concerns. And also, like I was saying, it's sad that society or our communities where you and me come from, Lisa, it's rare that you would actually, if you were to do a survey, you would find that 5 out of 10 people are actually having mental issues, but no one is concerned. That is the reason why on the Breakfast Show we have decided to have a psychiatrist that actually makes us understand certain behaviors, certain human behaviors that you actually don't get, so that you are able to identify a mental condition from your homes, because it starts from there. When it leaves the house, it's actually dangerous because you don't know what type of danger the person is in or what type of danger they're putting the other person in. Exactly. Because when they're doing those things, they're not themselves. And it's so sad that when such happens, prayer is not one of the first goal that we go to. Even when there are actually people that go mad, but they can be healed. True. But then when that happens in a home, we just let go of those people without looking for solutions on how it happened and also what can be done.
And all those things. Exactly. And then there are professionals who are trained to help such people. But then we don't know how to go about it. And that's why it's important that we get to learn these things so that we can help the next person help themselves.
Yeah, but anyway, moving away from that, we hope that those culprits will actually, the law will take its course. They don't deserve to actually be in the streets, because how many we have known about this 14-year-old girl? How about those that we don't know about and they haven't come out in the public and said this is what happened?
Especially when it has to do with family.
Exactly, especially if it has to do with family. And also now moving on. Miss Edith Nawaki has actually been making headlines. She's been going back and forth. She's been.
Is she standing on as president?
We're yet to find out.
Have they gone for a convention?
They haven't heard anything from the FDD.
Why is our cameraman laughing and giggling?
I haven't heard anything from the FDD when it comes to the convention. But we'll get to find out, since May is a month of campaigns, as we're counting down to August 12th, 2021 for the general
Is she
elections.
in an alliance? You know,
Yes,
I have with who?
I don't know.
Guys, let's be making these things known. We need to know. Why it shouldn't be hidden.
Research. We need to research on that.
I think she should be asked that question to say, why are you standing?
I think she actually deserves an interview.
we shouldn't, you know, yes. But we shouldn't.
Invited.
Yes, because she's a political party leader.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't assume. These things should be open, should be known.
Should be announced and stuff like that.
Our Dr. Kambwili at least has made his intentions known to say, fine, I'm resigning. We are yet to hear his next move. Anyway, let's get into that clip where
she was sued by Mr. Hichilema's lawyers, that she gives evidence on how she knows about, or where she got the story that he had actually instructed his workers to beat up someone because they were trespassing, and also that he was a mastermind behind the abduction of the Hatembo family. So let's get into this clip, and then on the other side we'll get into our interview for the day.
The United Party for National Development Legal Council to start legal proceedings against Forum for Democracy and Development FDD leader Edith Nawakwi. This is against her countless accusations against UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema, among others who have been woven into her political fights. The past few months, Ms. Nawakwi has been on Mr. Hichilema's throat and the entire UPND over the missing of the Hatembo siblings. The icing on the cake were her fresh accusations that HH instructed his two workers to kill someone at his farm.
This matter is not a party matter. This is a matter for an individual called Hakainde Sami Hichilema. He has another matter in Choma High Court, where, and to follow up on that, his own workers have accused him of instructing them to murder a person on his farm. This matter is in Choma High Court.
This has forced the names mentioned to instruct their lawyers to take the matter to court. Legal representative Clement Andeleki told a media briefing that a team is preparing a legal suit so that Ms. Nawakwi can put her facts before the nation in court.
Through my clients, Foster Haryanga and two others, including President Hakainde Hichilema, to take out an action so that whether I can call him President, the lady we respect, Edith Nawakwi, can exonerate herself and prove indeed that these people are still going through a criminal prosecution, first and foremost. Secondly, that they made a phone call to President Hakainde Hichilema and informed him that they had caught a trespasser, and HH had told them that they should kill that person. Such statements are not only dangerous, they are not only hateful, they are not only deceptive, but a total lie.
Meanwhile, Jack Mwembo has called on the police to act professional, especially as the country heads towards the elections.
The police are not above the law. The government is not above the law. They must be seen to be following what the Constitution of Zambia provides. They must follow what the Criminal Procedure Code indicates, and the other laws that affect the rights of individuals. We call upon the Inspector General of Police and his Minister of Home Affairs to strictly follow what the law says. The police should not be seen to be violating the rights of individuals. The police are there to protect the rights of individuals. The police service in this country was established to protect the rights and not violate the rights of individuals. We hope that from now onwards, the police and the Minister of Home Affairs will give direction to their officers and subordinates in ensuring that the law of this country is followed strictly.
Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show, but now we were just giving you a heads up on what was happening in current affairs, and also if you didn't get a chance to watch our bulletins, but make sure that you make dates every day. 19-30 hours is our main news, and we get to have 12 hours midday news, and not forgetting the one at 06:30 in the morning. So now, before we quickly get into our interview for the day, let's just take a short break, and then we will start off on the other side.
Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned. We celebrate.
Welcome back. You're watching Camnet TV, not just another channel, and this is the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show with me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and also Liseli Kanyanga Mwanga on the other side. Now, quickly getting into our interview for the day, we're joined by the Goodwill Ambassador for Persons with Disabilities, Mr. Ngware. Now, this is me welcoming you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. I'm happy to be with you. Just allow me to do just one thing.
Yes, please.
Because we are belatedly
celebrating
yes.
The big man's birthday,
yes, so allow me just to do one thing.
Yes, please.
Bema version of Happy Birthday.
Not a problem. Please go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Amdala. Happy birthday, Cheche. I'll hold high you now.
97.
I'll hold high you now.
97.
I'll hold him, nonagenarian. I'll hold high you now. English version, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Keke. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now?
97.
How old are you now?
97.
How old Amdala? How old are you now?
Yay! Were you once in a choir?
No.
Your voice, your vocals are very clear.
When I was at School for the Blind, I didn't like music. You know, I was a friend of the late Lazarus Tembo and the late Yokonyamwale. I didn't like music.
Ah, but I think you fall well into the music, you know.
Thank you for your compliments, especially when you are complimented by a lady. You feel energized.
You feel energized.
As if you have taken kombucha.
So we'll quickly get, I'm glad that you are energized. So let's quickly get into it. I'm glad that you've also actually sung belated birthday to our
Sing it in Lordsley.
I can't sing it. I don't even know how to sing it. So now, in 2 minutes, can you, in just a few words, describe Dr. Kenneth Kaunda? I'm glad that we've started on that note.
From us persons with the disabilities, who were called, up to 1968, handicapped persons, Dr. Kaunda was an anchor. Dr. Kaunda was a friend. Dr. Kaunda was everything. You know, he invited us to State House every year for birthday. 2, we used to demonstrate. But 3, education for persons with disabilities in 1972 took over. Not only that, 2, under him, 1988 persons with disabilities, the 2 blind persons entered Parliament. Not only that, blind persons, appointed member of the Public Service Commission, and in 1981, which was the International Year of Persons with Abilities, he was a patron of that year. Dr. Kaunda could not do without remembering us. He 1968 enacted his government Persons with Disabilities, Handicapped Persons Act. Now, would you like me to take your time as I zigzag and meander? Would you mind me defining who handicapped persons were called?
Not a problem. That's actually my second question, so you can quickly just get into it.
According to Handicapped Persons Act of 1968, according to that act, the handicapped means those persons who, by reason of defect of mind, senses, or a body, congenital or acquired, are unable to take part in normal education, occupation, recreation, or require special assistance for training to enable them to take part in such activities. So that we called the handicapped at that particular time. Without taking much of your time, Dr. Kaunda was great to us from 1961 to 1991, especially us blind people. We were called Vanhu Wakaunda. Another question?
I love that you're actually putting a full stop and saying another question. So now getting into another question, it's good that do you feel that way back people with disabilities were taken care more than they are being taken care of now?
I don't want to bring, because you are leading me to temptation, to bring PF.
No, let's not get into the politics.
No. Now let me tell you. In the past, we did not have convention on the rights of persons. We didn't have rights. But during Kaunda, we had the philosophy of humanism. The philosophy of humanism. And what I'm saying now, I have no apology, no bembology, no condolences, no distress, no eulogy to say what I'm to offer for saying what I'm going to say. The philosophy of humanism was more important than and superior to democracy. I repeat, the philosophy of humanism was more important than and superior to democracy. Because in the past, under Dr. Kaunda, schools were there, employment. Now we are talking much about the blind. You know, blind people are very belligerent and cantankerous. So everywhere you go in the world, you hear about you are defiant, rebellious, recusant. So what used to happen? Schools for the blind, KK, we were interacting with him. Now, so I could say that in a way, and I have no apology and no bemology to offer. We were more taken care of that time than we are now. Generally, currently, No, I'm not talking in terms of government. This time we have got the declaration of Christians, you have got the rights, but the situation is not very favorable. I've already enumerated. You would find 2 blind persons going to parliament, blind persons appointed member of the Public Service Commission, employment, telephone operating. Telephone operating, it was even a must that this one should be the two-thirds of blind persons were telephone operators. I've talked about the member of the Public Service Commission, blind persons being enrolled at the University of Zambia, being employed here and there. But this time, and we're not blaming, it's global perhaps, because of these rights have betrayed us. Now let me tell you one thing. Talking about presidents, let me say that how, when you compare President Edgar Chagwa, the incumbent president, and Dr. Kaunda, to me, I would say, in a way, the president, they're almost the same. You know, President, let me tell you about what President Lungu did at one time. On the 5th of March, 2015, he invited me to State House, and I went with my son. You get me? My son. My second born son having Wale. I said, brother, that was the president. What can I do for you? I questioned him to give me the head of John. I said, Mr. President, Alungu, there were 300 persons who were declared redundant in 2013. 2013, I am pleading with you, let them be reinstated. He said, brother, go and tell your people that they are reinstated. That was the head of state. Brother, what can I do for you? I said, give me John. As a request. And inviting me. What can I do? I would have asked for anything. I would have even asked to be a minister. But I said, let me ask for this head of John. Reinstate these people. And reinstated them. Let me zigzag, but also give you another example. In 2016, the first lady, Madam Esther Lungu, invited me and the lady who with albinism to State House, to her office. Our brother, Mufuna Chani, I said, please, our first lady, would you give this young, would you seek employment for this young lady, Nizafu Nanchito? And in 2017, she was employed. Which is a good thing. So what you're trying to say, I'm saying is that we have been taken care of in as much as the government of the day has been changing. Well, I wanted to insulate, to isolate the president, to say that much as, and the situation is not as bad as I might exaggerate. Be careful in getting from me, because I'm now an old man, and I might be exaggerating. But the situation is, but what I'm saying is care. We're comparing, definitely Dr. Kaunda, his government unit were more concerned than the situation is. Notwithstanding that the president has already said, President Lungu is a consulting man, and he has done it, especially to me. I'm very grateful. Okay, so now looking at the current atmosphere, we are headed towards the general elections and stuff like that. Are you going to be one of the people that will be voting? Did you manage to get your voting? Yes, voting, I will vote. Voting, I will vote. Except just give me 1 minute again. I love this band. Chavulanda mumwesu muzambia valawombate kuti mutashe avatuntulu umufulo vati vulu muno muzambia vali vakalilo kulimwe vatuntulu avapena muno muzambia na vena vali vakalilo kulimwe vatuntulu chavulanda mumwesu muzambia tulavombate kuti mutashe avamenso umufulo fwempofu muno muzambia twali vakalilo kulimwe vapofu. Now we are kulimwe vamenso. Now we are talking about voting. Okay, yes. You know what has happened now? Yeah. these people, hey, do this for the disabled, do this for the disabled. They are not realistic. They are not realistic. They just want to what? To exploit us. Voting, yes, we are going to vote, but they are talking about standing. That we stand. How can they contest and yet they are not being socialized? So we are in trouble. We are in trouble. But I just want to also to do one thing for you. The thing
as we wind up, yes, go ahead.
Then as we wind up.
No, you can tell me what you wanted to.
No, I wanted to define who persons with abilities are.
Please go ahead.
But time is against that because
I will give you an extra 2 minutes. So just go ahead and describe that for me. And it's actually very motivating to know that you actually managed to get your voter's card and you will be participating in this year's general election.
Persons with disabilities include those who have long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments which in interaction with various barriers may hinder their full and effective participation in society on an equal basis with others. So you non-disabled people, don't insult us. You are insulting us, like from the president up to that person, differently abled, physically challenged, people living with disabilities. That's not what we are. We are what I've just defined according to the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and we must be treated according. So am I. You're beginning with you. Please don't call us differently abled, physically challenged, people living with disabilities. No, we are persons with disabilities, and we are saying that since we came here about cake, we've taken a much of time, I think. Because on Wednesday. Yeah. Somewhere next week, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, we might have a function with the KK. So we are going to do. But what I'm saying now is that please, let us emulate what the KK did for us persons with disabilities. And I'm glad that to some extent, President Lungu is only that the persons with disabilities themselves are confusing him, are confusing the president, because they are saying a lot of things which are not true reporting, but otherwise he is on the right direction. So KK, please, you were very good to us persons with disabilities, especially us blind people.
Mr. Ngware, now before, like I said at the beginning, I like your vocals. Now before we let you go, another cartoon, another song before we actually let you go. The closing song. Any song from the songs that you know. Since you've done two already for us, we want another one before we go.
This one I'm dedicating to the big man, the old man, Cheche. Yehova adalisenu ndiye yo wa chifundocho asunge moyo wanudi timtambe antu tonsefe Yehova dalise amdala akeke.
Thank you so much for coming through, Mr. Ngware. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're just having a conversation with the Goodwill Ambassador for Persons with Disabilities, Mr. Ngware, and good vocals. He actually gave us some entertainment on the other side as he was explaining and how persons with disabilities should actually be talked about and how they should be taken care of. And also, it's good to know that he will be participating in the 2021 general elections. Well, if he has a voter's card, then you might as well be motivated to go and verify your information, because that will be the only way you will be able to vote this year. Now we'll quickly get into a break, and then we'll be coming back and say our bye-byes on the other side.
2021 has been described as a highly politically charged year. This is because every 5 years the country goes to the polls, and that 5 years elapses. With only a few months remaining down to the ballot, the battlefield to appear on the ballot is becoming fertile. A lot of people are expressing interest of appearing on the ballot.
In all this, our interest is to put the duty bearers the leaders and those aspiring to task by asking the relevant questions.
If you're an aspiring candidate, be it councillor, mayor or member of parliament, get in touch with us to get yourself on the verdict.
We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@camnettvafrica.com. Thames is not just another channel.
Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned. We celebrate.
Welcome back. You're still on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show, and if you've just joined us, unfortunately we're actually packing our bags and going to start our week. I had fun, Liseli, on the other side.
With me? You never say that.
With you? Me. Well, like I was saying, I had fun with Mr. Ngware. I always have fun with, it's like, listen, it's like in a relationship, okay? It's not every time that your partner is going to tell you I love you, but you know that they love you.
I want to be told every day.
Listen, I had so much fun on set with you. Looking forward to next Saturday. So yeah, you feel better now?
Of course. I'm an affirmation kind of girl.
Makes the two of us, but I try to just like, you know,
play macho.
Yeah, like tough onyx. I'm a tough on. But anyways, unfortunately, we have actually come to the end of the show. Would like to thank everyone that tuned in and had stayed glued from the beginning up to this moment. Yeah.
Yes, and not forgetting today is the 1st of May.
Yeah, Labor Day.
Yes.
I didn't forget.
You didn't forget?
No.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day to you too.
Yes, and I hope that the plight of the laborer is actually going to be put into consideration. Yeah. I know a lot has been said and a lot is yet to be done concerning some of the challenges that most laborers face, employees face in these institutions. So happy Labor Day to every person that wakes up every morning
and does this 8 to 5,
self-employed or employed or whatever, entrepreneurs, you name it. Happy Labor Day to you. Wishing you a successful week ahead starting tomorrow, and see you on Saturday.
And happy new month from me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Isaac Chifita, Elijah Chifita on the other side, and also not forgetting the entire Camnet TV crew from us is happy new month and have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching.